fell again.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay, it's getting really hot.
It is getting hot.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Andrea.
Hi.
And we love to eat. We love to talk about life. So if you like to eat and are moderately interested in listening to us talk about life
While we eat.
continue watching. So we're doing like a mukbang Q&A.
And then while Rowena gets like the question we're gonna answer today, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what we're eating. She's eating samgyetang, which is a chicken soup. The chicken is stuffed with glutinous rice and it's jam-packed with nutrients.
I'm trying to show it, but I don't.
Okay, there you go. And then I'm eating seolleungtang, which is like oxtail broth soup. Like just really good. It's just really good.
Staring at it, my mouth is watering as you're swirling your spoon.
Like wintry comfort food. And then side dishes are panchan. We have some here, kimchi and cucumber kimchi and rice cake. Sorry, fish cake.
And then these are date cakes. Taiwanese date cakes that I took a bite of earlier. Andrew's like, you're supposed to save for the mukbang. And I was like, okay, fine, sorry. So like I put it back. Taiwanese date cakes are my favorite. Okay, so question. Oh, I didn't even explain what these questions are. Okay, so every once in a while, I will receive some questions, and even Andrea for her blog, from girls or even guys about just like advice, or they just have questions about like life, what to do, feeling lost, feeling unmotivated, what should we do? So specifically, I'll read out a question. So there's two parts to this question. The first part is,
how do you figure out what it is you want to do and stay motivated, especially when your parents are expecting and demanding an answer.
And then the second part is, how do you make your parents happy? Because that's something that's important, right? Like you wanna have and maintain a really good relationship with your parents because they're your parents and they brought you into this world. But at the same time, it's how do you make them happy but also make yourself happy in terms of staying true to yourself and knowing who you are, knowing what you want. The first thing I would say is to start, if you're 18 and you don't know what you want, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. Like, it's okay. You're not gonna know what you're gonna do for the rest of your life at 18. There's people who are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 who are like completely restarting their life or like resetting their life.
So step one is knowing and accepting that you don't know what it is that you want to do, but instead of feeling hopeless and lost and stuck and feeling paralyzed by the fact that you're just like overwhelmed by the not knowing of what to do.
And for the record, that's what both of us felt like for the majority of our lives.
That's why I can describe it so well. Know that it's going to be hard, but it's not something that you need to know the answer to right now. And it's weird because we're forced to think about what college you want to go to, like what
degree do you want to major in? What job do you want to go into?
Yeah, and you're only...
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you asked me now what I would have done, I would give you like a very clear answer. I would have triple majored in business and psychology and art, but like when I was 19,
when you were in high school and all you know is just the places that you've gone to and the people that you're around and the bubble that you've grown up in. I don't know about you, but I grew up in the suburbs of New Jersey and that world was so small. And just growing up there, I actually thought I was gonna be there for the rest of my life, but I promised that I'm gonna make something of myself and figure it out. And that means that you're going to have to do the work, which
I'm just doing all the eating.
Which leads me to parents in general are concerned about what you're doing and how you're doing it because A, you're a reflection of them, and B, if they're paying for your college education, they feel obligated to know. You're gonna have to play by the rules in some way, shape, or form. You're either gonna have to live at home with them, or you're gonna have to do something that they want, or you can pay for something on your own, or show them that if it's a major or a college that they don't necessarily agree with, that you're going to just kick ass there and prove to them.
That you're committed, that you have a plan. Even if the plan's gonna change, just to show them you've done enough research, you have enough planning to be like, hey, this is my plan A, this is my plan B, this is my plan C. I'm gonna do everything I can to achieve plan A by doing X, Y, and Z. But if it doesn't work, here's plan B, plan C, plan D. Just to, because it's like your parents should know that what you do today isn't going to be what you do like 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So as long as you show them that you're committed and you're serious about taking your life seriously and taking responsible for your life, I'm pretty sure, like, for the most part, I mean, even though they might oppose it at first, if you go to them with like a report and a PowerPoint presentation, which is actually what I did to my parents, like done to my parents, they might ask you questions, they might doubt you at first, but then they will come back to you eventually. Or I'm sure, like, in their hearts, if they're if they have their head on straight, they'll be like, oh, my kid is actually like, I think I can trust them. You need to earn their respect.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah, and that comes from just showing them.
Red. Am I bright red? I look bright red on the screen and in the shadow.
I don't know.
But it's okay. Whatever. I look like it.
Is it coloring?
It's okay. Yeah. It's fine. Whatever. It's just YouTube. Well, I'm gonna get some intermission. This is Su Song. It's basically pork floss, but it's not pork. It's vegetarian floss. How do I explain it? Fibrous. It's really good. And then there's this furikake sesame thing that I eat with rice. I need some flavor. Andrea, why are you on your phone?
I know.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. By the way, this is what we do on our lunch breaks. I'm working, Andrea's working, but we do mukbang in between because we love you guys. So the sun just set. Here, take a bite of this.
Oh, what is that? So this is kind of like my journey. Accepting that I didn't know, and instead of feeling hopeless or depressed, which I have multiple times over the last many years since I graduated.
Me too.
Just constantly questioning what is being asked of you and what it is you plan on doing on it. And then also communicating that to your parents or whoever is concerned, because you might be thinking about this stuff and you might be wondering and you might be exploring and you might be discovering, but unless they know, they don't think that you're actively working on it and they don't know that you care.
Yeah.
So I think
they
that's
just assume you're like out dicking around.
Yeah. And actually,
while in reality you're like killing yourself
and trying your best.
Literally and figuratively. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to tell my mom and dad any updates. I didn't want to have them know anything that I was up to because I felt like a failure and I didn't want to tell them that I didn't know and I was trying to figure it out. And I also didn't want them to worry. Meanwhile, now the person that I am today, I think it would have helped them to know something and to let them know that everything's fine and that this is what I'm working on and this is what I'm still struggling with, and just having like an open line of communication. Because parents, I think, as much as they love you, if they don't see things happening, they'll expect and assume the worst, you know? So just being open with them, that's how you build trust.
And you valuing them.
Yeah.
As people and as parents, to be like, hey, I care about you guys enough to let you know that this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I might not listen to you guys 100% as to what you want me to do, and maybe I have disappointed you in that way, but like, I still want you to be a part of my life. I think that's one of the biggest fears that we all have or had.
Yeah. In
terms of like, I don't want to seem weak. I don't want to seem like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to seem X, Y, and Z. But like at the end of the day,
that vulnerability becomes your strength because by being open, you're establishing that you're working on it.
I think it's also being humble.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and I think from what you said too, it's like I want to do it on my own. I want to prove to myself that I could do it, that I know what I'm doing. But the more I let go of that, the more I was like, no, let me ask for help, either from my parents or from my friends or from my peers. The more I was like, oh, I actually don't know a lot of things. And I think this goes along with a lot of books, a lot of podcasts that we've listened to with really famous intellectual people, that it's actually the more you know you don't know. And it's okay that, you know, you don't know where you're going ultimately, but as long as you're constantly learning, as long as you stay curious, you're curious about yourself and what you want, and you listen to yourself and you're curious about the world around you, you can't lose.
Yeah. Something I struggled with is you having to force yourself to know, yes, there are assignments that you need to do and there are deadlines to meet, but there's this whole life timeline where you can't force things. You have to allow things to develop whether they're relationships or passions or skills or habits. I think it's just really important to just be open in terms of communication, and also just open in terms of what you're learning. What you say you're going to study in college is not the end all be all. School is just school, and education goes way beyond that. What you studied in college doesn't dictate the rest of your life. It's just the beginning of a learning experience, which is your
It's like
whole
a
life.
stepping stone.
Yeah.
It's for you to...
It's a training ground to get you out of the high school world and into
adult world.
Yeah, the adult world. But even then, it's still a bubble. So just continue
But to that, there's one comment that I wish I could, like, this is what I would tell my younger self. School is something to help you.
Yeah.
It's not something to make you miserable and hold you back.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of us had. And even now, when I see younger friends who are still in college, I'm like, oh my God, I have midterms, I have finals. Honestly, they suck. But then if you have that mentality of like, oh my God, there's like all these things to do that I don't want to do, but like I have to do it because like of school, then you're not gonna be, it's like the whole curious thing. Like you're passively doing things instead of being proactive and actively, you know, like doing things that you really want to do. It's like the whole mentality shift.
Yeah, college is kind of more of a test of work ethic and how you can handle your stress. I think those are the biggest life skills I got.
A really great person to look into, and a really great person whose videos you guys should definitely watch, is Gary Vaynerchuk. He's so real and so honest about life in general. It's basically high school students asking if they should go to college students asking if they should drop out of college students asking if they should start their own businesses, adults asking if they should start their own businesses, and he just gives very honest, transparent, no bullshit advice of like, be yourself, know who you are, know what you can handle, know what you can't handle, and take 100% responsibility for your life.
I think that's the biggest takeaway. The most important thing that you can do is to live actively in your own life. Don't have it be affected by other people's standards and expectations and rules, because as soon as you prescribe to them and you opt into that, you're going to be subject to their understanding of success and their expectation of, you know, everything. When you take responsibility for your life, you're saying, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to do it, this is who I want to be, this is when I'm going to do it, and you're accepting that it's not going to be necessarily easy, but you're willing to put in the work and do whatever it takes to find out what it takes. The moment you realize that you have a choice is when everything changes. That's what determines how you do everything else. How open you are and communicative you are to your parents, and how much you include them in that journey and that thinking process, and how you make your friends, and how you spend your time, to what you eat, and if you're eating healthy, to how much you sleep, to how much time you spend on social media. Like, literally, you are responsible for everything that you do because you are doing it and you are choosing to do it.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's like every decision you make, imagine if there's like a split, a fork in the road. There's always, it's not always black and white, but you know, there's usually a right or wrong thing to do. The alarm goes on. Should I wake up? Yes or no? No. Okay, that's like you split to one direction. And there's all these more questions, and it's your choice, it's our choice to be like, I pick the right thing to do. I want to wake up early. Should I eat healthy or should I eat this donut? I'm gonna eat healthy. I'm gonna, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's
am I gonna react negatively to this situation? Am I gonna freak out, or am I going to answer with compassion and love and understanding? Am I going to pay $15 for a meal because I need it now, or am I gonna wait a little bit later? And everything is a choice. And
honestly, like the way I just framed it, right and wrong, it's not really right and wrong. It's just there's A or B, right? And then it's okay if you choose A a few times and B a few times. Like, that's balanced. You need to be sane, and like sometimes you just want to eat a goddamn donut.
And that's
for the most part, but for the most part, your decisions will shape your future. I think that's like the key takeaway. Every decision you make, regardless if you're aware of it or not, is shaping your future.
Claiming responsibility is also accepting the reality. If you showed up and you did everything that you were supposed to, but someone else doesn't, then that's their choice. Claiming responsibility is also just accepting everything as is, and then
including yourself.
Yes.
Because you're perfect the way you are.
And if you're not happy with everything, you or the circumstance that you're in, then what steps are you taking to change and improve what you can change and improve? And that usually starts with just changing your perspective before you can change everything else.
And loving and accepting yourself.
Yeah, and this is such a topic that I could like talk on forever and ever. Long story short, especially with your parents, the best thing you can do is just communicate your thoughts and your plan and show them actual things that you're doing to take active steps to figure things out, even if you don't know. And just also, I don't know, it's just, I think, yeah, it's just, I don't know how to sum it up.
That's it. Take accountability for your life and for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're the one who's living your life. Your parents aren't living your life for you.
Yeah.
As much as you want to make them happy, there comes a time, either now, a few years from now, a few decades from now, where you will have to stand up for yourself. And it's better to do it sooner than later. This doesn't have to just be parents. It's like society, like societal pressures, what your peers are doing, what people in your school is doing,
your coworkers,
yeah.
just anyone besides you. It's living your life under your terms and your rules and making sure that you are the best teammate that you can have and not being against yourself. And what can you do and what can you choose and what can you decide to make sure that no matter what it is you do, you feel confident and comfortable and excited about what it is you're doing.
So earlier, Andrea talked about how it's important to have an open line of communication with your parents. I'd say it's equally important, if not more so, to have an open line of communication with yourself. Being honest with yourself, being honest with the realities of what you're going through. This date paste is really good, but it's very sticky. Basically just being honest with yourself, being honest with the realities, and
that everything is subject to change and you can change and you can
and that that's okay, and that it's completely okay to not know where you are and what you want to do, as long as you're trying your best. But it comes at the premise of you trying your best.
There's a quote, it's you're allowed to be a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. I mean, I hope that was helpful.
I'm sure it was. Was that helpful? Let us know.
Let us know.
And if you have more questions, feel free to DM me, DM Andrea.
Leave a comment below. Yeah.
Dude, I did all the work for the high five.
What?
You like held it there and I came all the way to you. I did.
Is it? Oh my God. I haven't done that in a long time.
Bye-bye.